Okay, greetings everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Here I am, the Vormithrax, ready to play some more Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, as we do on Mondays and Fridays. I can pop open this bottle of vodka. What pain, what pain. Okay. Back in the game. Well, I didn't do much between Friday and now, so I got a fair bit of map memory in my poor, mushy, real-life brain. Yeah, alright, I remember what we were doing. We're in the groove, we're in the good spot. We're in the place where we've got most of the random crap accomplished. Now we just need to get a few last little books and then buckle down and, you know, finish up the actual challenge part of the challenge and go from there. Let's see. Make sure these all work still. Yep, there you go. Working fine. And everything's working good over there. Alright, cool. Just wait for a few people to show up, and then we'll get the show on the road. We'll make sure the notifications went out. I think they did. Looks like a yes. All right. Here, hoodie. We have another hoodie. Man, I keep busting up my hoodies. Apparently, Mouse Rat life is hard on hoodies. Let's go ahead and ditch some of this medicine while we wait for some folks. Don't need this many of those. Or that. Any of that. Or 67 asp. There, I think that'll take care of a bit of it. Cut down on that big long list slightly. Both mags are not full. Mag reloaded. There. Mags with not quite too full reloads and loose rounds. And just the hoodie. Just the hoodie causing us any gear problems. Been a while since I actually, you know, got armor. It's been quite a while. I haven't gotten armor in I don't know when. Maybe since the implementation of the proficiency system. I've just been kind of ignoring it since then. Either murder and waxy crutch. Welcome to Vormithrax just drives around the Cataclysm in his beloved Humvee. Where were we going? Nowhere in particular. We were just kind of traveling. We took advantage of the radio tower. We took advantage of the military bunker, which was one of the worst bunkers we've seen in recent memory. It was not exciting. Roadways are all tucked back behind the city, so I'd have to go through the middle of the city in order to get to those roads. If we go south, we've got the same problem for the most part. Maybe we could catch this. This is definitely going to be city, but it at least is a short section. That gets us to this road network, which has got a fair number of endpoints. We can always backtrack, it looks like. Yeah, we could backtrack. Catch that over here, south of the military base. Where do we come through at? Must have come down through here. Alright, we'll see. What we'll do is we'll head over this way, check this road and this side of the town out, and Because it may be open fields all the way out to this side. Who knows? If we have to, though, we'll come down and we'll come through here and in here. Check things out that way. What's the problem with flamethrower? Perfectly safe weapons? Sure. Sure. Safe for the zombies. Not safe for me. The very, very few times I've ever bothered trying to fire a flamethrower, I was massively underwhelmed. There are some interesting ways you can utilize fire. I tend to not bother using them. Fire and explosions, I just don't do a lot of. Shy away from them for good reason. Alright. Back to the character. So, Mandy Dwyer II. Doing our thing for the mouse rat movement. Skills are coming along. We got a ways to go still. A couple in particular that we need, but we're missing the books on. So we're on the lookout for opportunities to pick up those books cheap and easy. But we're starting to feel the pinch of the 4 times faster evolution rate. So we're 16 days in. So imagine, multiply that by 4, and that's the level of zombies that we're seeing right now if this were a normal world. So, what is that, 64? So 2 months essentially would have gone by, comparatively. So we're starting to see some pretty gnarly things running around. We saw our first predator. We've seen most of the electrical stuff. So, yeah, time is not on my side. We've still got a lot of time to spend to read some books, to raise some skills. So, things might be a little ugly by the time we get that done, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I was hoping we would get some challenge monster-wise in towards the middle end of the run, so we'd have something fun to test ourselves against as a full-blown mouse rat. See just how effective we can be. We'll see. We'll see. So, but trips into town are going to get harder and harder, and with no armor on, predators would tear me up pretty good. No martial arts, so we still don't have a martial art. I guess we can put it on brawling now. What are we up to? Still only unarmed 1, so we're not going to qualify for hardly anything out of the brawling category, but we'll take it. Yeah, other than that, what else to talk about? We got our Humvee. Just about fully tricked out. I got all the gear in it. Just need a little bit of mechanic skill to finish doing the repairs. We don't have high enough skill to repair a few of the items, and we don't have a 50 cal mounted yet. Those are pretty much the only 2 things. Otherwise, it's my glorious, glorious Humvee that I love so much. It just fits me just right. But the only thing I vary is if I'm not doing mutations, I put a kitchen unit in instead of a chemistry lab, and I'm pretty variable on the presence of the workbench, depending on what kind of run I'm doing. The rest of it is pretty standardized. I don't ever deal with a forge, I never bother. What else? There's not really anything else. I don't have any solar panels on it, but I rarely care about solar panels. I mean, you just get so much power out of these storage batteries, and they're so easy to come across, and they last so long. The only thing that'll drain these things quickly is if you do a whole big batch of autoclaving or sterilizing CBMs. About the only time you even notice that these things are draining. So, yeah, perfect. Good thing. So we got a lot done. We got a lot of the generic stuff. We don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's good. That'll save us some time. Isn't setting a fire to a building a good way to distracting zombies in the city? Sort of. The answer is sort of. It kind of depends. It's variable, and it's not variable in a way you can control. I've shown on camera during challenges plenty of times where people have rolled out that chestnut of old wisdom. Just set a fire, Vorm. So I proceed to do so, and it does absolutely nothing to benefit me, and or the zombies just stand around and, you know, roast marshmallows on the edges of the fire and have a block party, and none of them ever actually step into it. Sometimes they will. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they won't. And it's just weird. They'll mostly just go after you if they see you. But the light does nothing. Zombies aren't attracted to light in any way. And the sound is the problem. The sound system. And where it gets weird because If there's any noise occurring somewhere else near that zombie, then you get conflicting impulses for the zombie on which way it's going to go. So I've shown plenty of times where we've set fire to a house, and I've just stood there a distance away with super night vision or the moon bonus, and we just watch the zombies just stand there and walk back and forth like they usually do, totally ignoring the fire. Other times, they go diving into it. So it'll work sometimes, just not all the time, and it's hard to say when it will. Solar panels are nice with big-ass laser turrets. If you say so. I'll take your word for it. It's not too often where I can put together a big-ass laser turret or even have to worry about it, but I maintain that by the time you can assemble that kind of a device on a vehicle, it is so easy to gather 100 of these storage batteries. You could still go without solar panels. I mean, you got to have a mess of quantum solar panels rolling if you're actually getting enough charge to remotely drain all those batteries and then get that energy back again in an appreciable amount of time. It's just so easy just to keep yoinking them out of vehicles as you're driving around. But it depends on your game world. And it's fun to have big-ass laser turrets once or twice. Do-do-do. Cataclysm, quick. Doop, doop, doop. Hush, hush. Like that. There's an example of a laser turret build. My little friend. Okay, let's see. I think we're all set. Check one more thing and we'll get things rolling. Okay, yeah, I think we're all set. So we are tired. We just explored the bunker and cleared what we want out of it. Used our one and only ID card to get in, and then the jackhammer to get the rest of the stuff. But there wasn't much in there. We got it on lower item drop rate, and the random plus the lower equaled just not much of interest, unfortunately. What are the 4 pluses in the forest again? Wooden fort. Wooden fort. Huh. Trying to remember if I've gone into a wooden fort. I think I have, at least once. Maybe. Uh-oh. Oh, I see a possible target over here. Rumford. Tiny town. It's got a hunting supply store. That's important. We are still in need of light amp goggles. Don't have goggles, right? Just the welding goggles. Yeah, we have no artificial night vision yet. Alright, so our health is good. No real negatives to worry about. We're a little weary. We're tired, meaning sleepy. Maybe we should just do some reading and sleep the night away right here, and then we'll take off first thing in the morning. I think that is the plan. Yeah, that's a fun little thing. Ugh. For YouTubers wondering what the hell I'm talking about, I linked one of my other videos, one of my quick tip videos. Quick tip number 58. Vehicle build number 1, my little friend. AKA Laser Death Cart. Feel free to go look it up. It's 5 minutes of your life you'll never get back. But of course, I know all the YouTube folks have actually watched all of the Cataclysm quick tips, so they don't need to know this. They already know this. They've already seen this episode. Getting back into the game, if I remember correctly, you have a video on your UI settings. I have videos on my font settings and the UI and things like that. If you're asking about how the screen is set up, I use the classic style, and I turn off and on a few things, as you can see here. That's what gets this screen that you're looking at right here. Although I play with larger font size, so folks that are watching my content on phones and tablets can actually read a pretty nice clear font, even at those smaller sizes. So I tend to run my interface a little bigger than what probably people do in their own home and computers. There are tricks, though, because the font stuff in my font video is a bit out of date now. They've changed a few things, and some of the stuff is handled in-game that my video says are handled elsewhere. And they also, I think, changed the location of some of the files. So they made some adjustments. So yeah, that's what I was showing you. That's the sidebar options. When you first load the game up, at the top of your interface, it'll say press, what is that, curly bracket or whatever it's called, for options. And if you do that, once you've done it, it disappears from the top of the screen. But yeah, that's how I'm running it currently. And I toggle this weariness one off or on. You'll see it down here at the bottom. I toggle it off and on, depending on my mood. Probably the biggest question that I get when people start fiddling with things is how to get more info here. They don't have enough info in this sidebar right here, the lines of text. And the answer to that typically is go to your interface and go down to the graphics. Yeah, it's graphics. Go to graphics and go to pixel minimap height. The minimap shares space with this text section. So if you shrink your minimap a bit, you free up space for how many lines of text you're going to see. So usually by playing with this number, and be careful because you won't see any changes outside of a certain range of numbers. So make sure you test a lot of numbers to see the effects. Because sometimes you'll put it to like 100 and nothing will change, or you'll put it to 5 and nothing will change. But some mid-range numbers might actually make a difference. So. Is there any reason to use the laser rifle, quieter or better? It's not as powerful penetration-wise. The really, really big and surprisingly important thing about the laser rifle, and I had totally forgotten about it until we started using it this run, is there's absolutely no recoil. So once you have aimed, you stay aimed. So once you have spent that initial amount of time and action points to fully aim at the target, you pull the trigger, you can immediately pull the trigger again at the same aim rate. It doesn't, you don't have a recoil that throws your aim off and then you have to spend time aiming again. So once you do that initial aim, you could just zoink, 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 and get precise shots one after another really, really quickly. That's the big hidden advantage that I'm not sure if people understand about the laser rifle. I've never been a really big fan of the laser stuff, but it's been quite a long time since I actually used one. We were kind of forced to use one this time, and I rediscovered the joy of no recoil, zero recoil. So it's a pretty important thing, especially if you need to drop something coming at you. You can just keep pulling the trigger and instantly firing as quick as possible without having to go through that whole aiming process. You still need to do the process, but the cost is negligible, so compared to other guns. But yeah, other than that, I would still primarily use a 223 5.56 caliber gun with the overwhelming amount of ammo. Remember you wanted to showcase more wacky vehicle builds? Not really. I exceeded my wacky vehicle build tolerances with the Noah's Ark challenge. that sated my vehicle build desires for quite a while. Long time. I'm gonna stick with the standards for now for a while. Watching on TV, but switch to phone, Twitch to type, can confirm stream looks great on both. Yeah, I spent a long time fiddling and dialing in and so on the looks of the game. So it's crisp and clean text, nice font style, and the sizes and all that. And I've had it dialed in for quite a while. I see some new folks commenting. Welcome, new folks that are catching streams. Glad you were able to make it. I guess I should stop talking and start doing here pretty soon. Yep. And we'll get rid of the mini-map and make it all the log right there. So just capital N, Shift N to do that. You can also go Shift P to bring up the other longer version of the log that goes back even further. So if you're trying to investigate what happened in a recent spat of time, lots of ways to do things. Okay, let me start actually doing things. I'll try to keep an eye on chat as I usually do. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. Anybody new to the stream or the game, I do a ton of Cataclysm content for new players, helping players out, and answering questions, providing demonstrations and tutorials and so on. Happy to answer questions anytime, so feel free to just pop them in a chat. If I don't catch it first time through, just highlight it and yell at me, or somebody else will remind me. But I don't mind at all stopping to explain things, especially if they're basic mechanics questions. Good to cover that stuff again on occasion. I do it so often and I've done it so much, it's second nature to me, and sometimes I just kind of gloss over things that people need more information on. Okay, so like I said, we're in good shape. No negatives to really worry about. We're not quite at the stage where we can start crafting our mutagens yet, the fun part. So we're going to just sit here and do some reading for the evening. I think I'm going to work on mechanics. I don't really need electronics all that much. I don't care about food handling. Survival, similarly. Fab, it'll slowly raise. We're not in any hurry to raise Fab beyond 6 that we've already got it to. So let's just do mechanics. We've got the book to get us all the way to 8. I need to get to 7. 7? I think it's 7 to repair every single thing on the vehicle. So we got a few levels to go. But we'll just read for a few hours. And then we will sleep the night away. Excuse me. We already had a little bit of progress. Cool. Oh, we're dead tired. Well, never mind. We're going to sleep right now. Now is the time to sleep. So, we'll hop into our chair. We'll crouch. We'll throw on our blindfold. Have a drink. We'll have... What's up next? I guess we'll just start... Oh, wait. Going to bed. I need to be slamming down all of my my butter and cooking oil. I think we're out of butter. Are we out of butter? We are out of butter, other than peanut butter and buttered popcorn. Alright. Then we'll just keep slamming down the cooking oil. Go. You're quite full and sluggish. That's fine. Now we'll go to sleep. What are the proficiencies on the character sheet about anyway? Didn't exist last time you played. They are the artificial means by which they have decided to slow down character progression. Now, instead of just skills, you need basically pre-skills for your skills, if that makes sense. They're a set of sub-skills, essentially. So if you try to craft something nowadays, you have to have a list of sub-skills or proficiencies in order to craft that at quote-unquote normal speed. If you don't have those, then it puts multipliers on the amount of time it's going to take, and also failure rates on the materials you're using. So if you try to craft like a survivor suit nowadays, where it used to take maybe 6 hours or so to try to craft a survivor suit, it's going to take like 3 weeks because you don't have sewing proficiency and button attaching proficiency and leatherworking proficiency and this proficiency and that proficiency. I don't have the full list, but some of the proficiencies you see here are the kinds of things I'm talking about. So, but it's basically the way they've decided to slow down and control the player progression through the crafting system. It's all having to do with crafting, and it's essentially what it does. It's just an artificial break they've put on the time frames that it takes. So once you have the proficiencies, you keep them forever, and then you can quote-unquote craft at normal speed. But until you acquire those, you have a bunch of multipliers. So why to try to craft something right now that I didn't have proficiency for. Let's see here, proficiency is missing. Armor smithing, 2 times. Joint articulation, 1.5 times, and 1.5 times failure rate. Recipe will take 3 times as long as normal and be 1.5 times more likely to incur failures because you lack some of the proficiencies. And you get proficiencies just by making things that use those proficiency types. So basically, you have to practice before you can put do the real stuff. My issue with it is it's fairly artificial. They're doubling down on using it, which that's fine. I don't have any say in that. But my main issue with it is in my gameplay at least, I've only ever really made one thing, survivor armor. So by the time I make the survivor armor, there's nothing else for me to use the proficiencies on. It's a one and done. So we have this complicated system that I am forced to use once, and then I never use it again. So, whatever. Take off blindfold. There are other things they're planning on doing with that system and the type of implementation it has, and I believe proficiencies are going to be added to the character generation system, and certain professions will start with certain proficiencies and things like that. So once it gets more developed, it won't quite be as bald, let's just slow the players down thing. It'll be more integrated into the general gameplay, and it'll make a little more sense. But it's an initial step that looks pretty blatantly like just a let's extend the gameplay by just slowing everything down by 100%. So but yeah, at the moment it's just, especially as people transition from playing the game previously and then they start to play it now, it's just a massive break on player progression through the crafting system. But like I said, I've been pretty much totally ignoring proficiencies in crafting for months and months now. I mean, it's been in game for quite a while, and I'm still doing ultra hard, stupid challenges and not having, I mean, yeah, I'm getting killed like I usually do, but I'm not going, oh, damn, if only I had done that. The proficiency system screwed me. So there's plenty of stuff in the world you can go find and use, and you can adapt your gameplay. But, yeah, it's just pretty slow. And it was implemented in a way where nothing else in the game has really been adapted around it. So it just seems weird and pretty blunt in what it does because of that. Yeah, and it's, again, as always when I have these kinds of talks, I have to make sure everybody understands that anytime you're talking about an implementation people don't like, many times it's the first step in a planned progression of changes that they need the one thing in place in order to start then working in and slotting in the other things that they're working towards. Once everything's in, it'll make sense, it'll be meshed well, it'll have multiple uses and variations and so on, and it'll work wonderfully. But at the moment, it's the initial blunt first step without context on what might be coming later in regards to changes to the entire crafting system and making books no longer level up skills, and you have to actually do the activities in order to get better at things. It's not just, I read a book for a couple of days and now I'm a PhD in applied sciences kind of a thing. So there's a lot of that goes on, that things get unfairly criticized because there's not a lot of communication between what the players are seeing on their actual gameplay experience and what the devs are planning to implement as time goes by. And it's compounded and worsened by the fact that they might have set up a series of things they want to do, but then player A or dev A that was in charge of doing the change gets fed up or quits or stops responding and leaves, and then nobody else wants to step in and take the reins to finish that particular thing or that series of things, and things get really messy in that way. So it's just the nature of the beast, part of the process. But I always take that kind of stuff with a healthy dose of optimism that there are other things planned later that are supposed to kind of socket into this and make it behave a little differently. So we'll see. I've heard a few things. I know some things that they're trying to do eventually, but Whether they'll ever be implemented, who knows? I'm still waiting for the many years to promise NPC overhaul. Which one day might happen, and I'll be able to go back and maybe play with NPCs again. Until that happens, it's a big no. It's a big nope. Alright, let's get driving. Let's check our vehicle out. So we got plenty of power, we got plenty of gas, we got water. Everything's repaired that I can repair, so 90% of it's repaired. The armor's the main thing left, and I think the wheels... Military composite armor... no, I got the wheels. Oh, I didn't get the wheels. Yeah, that one was full. So, armor, hey, inboard mirror. Why are you so sad? Can't repair stuff while driving. Stop driving. Repair. Repair. I thought I got everything. How did I miss these front frames? It should just be the armor and the wheels. Mechanics 5 for the wheels, and I believe 7 for the armor. Should be able to... Oh, nope, 5 for the engine as well. And the windshield. Yep. Alright, so 5's the next important one. We'll get there. Yeah, I bring up the whole martial arts system quite often in my rants or diatribes about realism in the game and all that, and how variable it is, because, you know, it's got the Matrix style version of learning martial arts. You just load it into your head via reading a book for a little bit, and all of a sudden you know Kung Fu. How to raise computers without books? You can't. You plan to do a Vorm vs. Viewers again? I want to, but I kind of, honestly, I dread implementing that thing. It was sort of fun the first time, not as fun the second time, and I'm not sure I want to do a third time. It's just, it's hard to figure out how to do it in a meaningful way where people feel like they're actually being able to participate meaningfully, especially as the channel's grown. And it's just really hard to do that kind of thing. Just from a designing what things players can do or viewers can do and all that, and getting it balanced, and then keeping control of it and track of it during the actual attempt. it's I don't know. I'm hesitant. Every time I think I'm going to try to do it, I back away from it. Okay, I'm going to try to drive while I talk. And read. Are there penalties for being obese? Yes, there are. There are escalating penalties to your hidden health stat. It is capped at a negative value per each level of obesity. So, if you take the XXXL start trait, you are capped at the worst possible health stat, negative 200. You cannot get it to go down until you lose that weight. That has serious effects on your healing rate. It will make you very, very susceptible to catching colds and flus, things like that. All the consequences for having a low health stat. So it definitely has an effect. It's just not immediately noticeable unless you understand the mechanics that are being affected. So I laugh every time I see people say, oh, just take XXL, you don't have to eat for weeks, and there's no downsides. There are downsides. I don't think there's anywhere near enough downside. I think they should be a lot worse than they currently are if you take the XXXL. But there are downsides. Talk to the guy who made Mischief Maker. That would be pretty awesome. I doubt that it would be implementable here. I don't think there are any hooks in Cataclysm that they could hook into for commands. So yeah, I think there should be quite a few larger consequences for the negative values for the obesity traits, but that's just me making an opinion. And or they should be way more upfront about the negatives. Well, no, not and. They should be, period, more upfront about what the negative consequences are. I think that falls into that really weird area of what they do and don't tell players in the interface about certain things. So, we do have a nice open area on the top side of the city here. So far, nothing. Evac shelter and housing is the only things I'm seeing. That's a boarded up house. Tow truck, smoke zombie, regular zombie. Our good friends, the Bone Plate Wolves, are back again. Yeah, we keep getting shown edges of cities that only thing we can see is just huge swaths of residential. Oh, look, a shipwreck out in the middle of the water. And unfortunately, we do have forest blocking progress. Although our map doesn't go any further west, so I don't know what kind of road network we have out there. So we're going to have to get a hold of another map. I'll roll north a little bit, but most likely we're going to curl back and then cut through this corner like I talked about earlier. But the city might have fabulous stuff inside, but I'm going to have to go pretty deep in order to get to the fabulous stuff with this dense belt of residential, just block after block of residential, guarding the yummy, chewy center of the Tootsie Pop where they keep all the good stuff. Hunting supply, mill surplus. I don't care about gun stores, really. They don't generally have weapons or ammo that I care about. So this vehicle and this character at this point in time is not ready for a middle of the city adventure. The psychology of stalking. Oh, my favorite backpack, the leather backpack. Do I try to grab the leather backpack? Full durability, fitted. They're chasing the critter, so I should be able to if I don't kill it immediately. Where's that backpack? Right there, huh? Let's regain control. Let's bring it to a stop. Hey there, leather backpack. Anything else? New hoodie? Nah, I don't see anything else I care about. For the moment, we'll... let's go ahead and wear it. Wear the leather, unload the standard one, and then drop this. Cool. That Krek is leading him back around again. He's got him going in a circle. Oh, here comes a quad flesh raptor pack. Lovely, coming out of the burial pit. That'd be fun to deal with. There's a lot of those burial pits around nowadays. Hey there, McCain.
Apparently forgot to resub.
Well, don't do that. It's important that all 6 of you that are subbing to me keep subbing. Don't forget to resub. This is going to get me to the road, which is not as, or the bridge I mean, which is not as sexy as it used to be. I used to look forward to bridges. They had a lot of vehicles on them, but nowadays, once they did the raised bridges update, no vehicles on bridges. Removed one of my favorite sources of vehicle. 0 vehicles on bridges. Ugh, I miss the good old days. Oh, the bridge I forgot the bridge gave us the raised view of the area. Oh. So we got the fungal tower, which if I'm not seeing fungus yet, that's probably not an active fungal tower. I bet these roads don't actually dead end. Oh, that definitely doesn't dead end. That's got to go somewhere. The hotel is the end of that road. So these are just cut off because I don't have the map. Hotels have maps. Not all of them, but a good chance of a map being available there. Got a number of endpoints here. Still not impressed with East Windsor here. Oh, I didn't notice the LMOE tucked in over here. What could we get an LMOE that I care about anymore? Is there anything? I'm not sure there's anything in there I care about anymore. Got all the tools pretty much. Yeah, we'll go check it real quick. Oops. Sorry, Decayed Zombie. We can get a second level view from the top of this also. Won't fill in much, but... still haven't seen a single cave. Not one single cave has shown up on the map yet. Yeah, that didn't really get us much. Which one did we get? That one. Oh, that's right. I forgot it had a possible book. I don't care about any of that, unfortunately. Dehydrator, a thermometer. Another headlamp, barbed wire, wood axe. I think I have the wood axe already. Take the batteries, we'll take the thread out of the sewing kits. And I guess we'll check the secret room. Very rarely anything in here I care about. Ammo almost never matches up with the guns. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Alright, so originally my estimation was we were going to head down this way and cut into this road network. One's as good as another, so as long as I have a network I can travel along. Doesn't really matter where I go. So we'll I think we'll go north first. Check out this road network up north. Assuming we get through the trees. Light still on? Yeah, light's still on. I go through a lot of batteries in my headlamp. Checking back through chat, see what I missed. Have I ever checked out Unreal World? I am aware of it, and I don't remember being interested in playing it. I did check it out at some point briefly. Not played it, but did some research on it. Yeah, I moved around a lot when I was younger, and my first day in California was 119 degrees Fahrenheit. You can do the math, all you weirdos. Odd Celsius countries. Take my word for it, that's hot. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10 stars. Well, we got some box. All right, so let's begin the betting. How many smoke grenades? How many MREs? And how many winter clothings? Yeah, I see Twitch is twitching. That's not me this time. That's Twitch. Cataclysm, quick tip. Hey, quiet you. Nah, it's not me and my router. That's Twitch. Just fine on my side. I was saying, if you missed it, we got to take bets on how many MREs, how many smoke grenades. So what do we keep seeing repeatedly? Dynamite, variations on smoke. Winter clothing and MREs was always high on the list. But we had that one time where we got like a 50 cal rifle, and we got like 2 or 3 things that were just stupendously good. But traditionally it's MREs and winter clothing, smoke grenades, dynamite, stuff like that. So the MRE count has begun. There's the dynamite. We'll take the C4, but we're going to leave the dynamite. More MREs. Helmet. And another grenade. So, is the difference here just... Loads into a raging inferno. So not explosive damage, just fire damage, and I assume a radius. We'll just take the regular grenade. I don't care about the incendiary. Alright, yeah, about what I expected. Excuse me, you'll let me select but not unselect? That's interesting. What's up with that? I can select, but I can't unselect all of a sudden. Alright, who broke my game? I can category select, but I can't category unselect. I wonder if the plastic bag is screwing me somehow. I bet it's screwing me because of it's doing both. Bit of weirdness. Okay, off we go. Nah, not gonna do a blind run. No thanks. Why the whistle? Because it's cool. Yes, it's louder than yelling. If I'm gonna make a noise, I want to make a noise. Oh, that is not cool. Not cool, game. Not cool. Why you go and do that to me? You at least brought zombies, so it's shooting its load at the local zombies. Uh-oh, I don't think it got them all, though. Are you gonna shoot animals? You're not gonna shoot at you. They're not gonna shoot animals. That must be out of ammo. And there's a Dissolute Devourer. So, we'll back up a second. Dissolute Devourer... Oh, hey there, Woodland White, right on my bumper. How you doing, buddy? Where is he? There he is. Goodbye, wood and light. Alright. Hey, Devourer, you're supposed to go for the turret. What the hell? Come on, game. Oh, I was out of reality bubble range. Exceeded reality bubble range. Now the other turret is firing away. They should both be out of ammo, but they've also attracted so much attention. I think I can go around on this side. I think I can make it through there. Go this way first. See if we can find out what's at the end. Oh, it's one of the private resorts. I don't care about a private resort. Alright, time to turn around. Uh-oh. Well, there's the problem right there. Yeah, it was fun. Good times. Really? You put an irradiation plant over here? Oh man, that's not cool. Hey, zombie dog. What you doing, buddy? That is not cool. Well, the problem is the turrets. I don't want to get shot in the head just, you know, driving around. I already saw, yep, right there. There's a turret right there on the corner. That's what I'm worried about. Crouching's an option when I can see where I'm going. I don't remember how many turrets are in this place, though. I want to say they're only on the front. So crouching to get at least around the corner here and then around there, but Plus, crouching doesn't help when you turn your vehicle diagonally and it spots you through the diagonal. Usually if you're moving, well, it's still dangerous either way. It's not the crouching part that's the problem. It's the diagonal part that's the problem. I don't have a particular need to go this direction. I mean, it's also a matter of why take the risk. Short drive back. I'll have to go back past that other turret, but short drive back and we can just go across the river and we got all sorts of roads over here we can go explore. So... whether it can see me at night or not is going to be dependent on if there's spotlights, which I don't think there are. A lot of acid on the way. Need to get more of a speed jump before I go blazing along this thing. So we should be clear all the way down as long as I don't shift when I hit a spider or the zombie there. Yeah, no problem. I guess I should check for items while we're here. No reason to risk it. I'm not going that direction for any particular reason, so as long as I've got viable alternatives, let's not risk our life. We've got a telescope now, so the silo is actually possibly helpful. Might be able to see far enough to the west to note whether or not it's a good idea to go that way. So, irrigation plant, yet another shipwreck. Oh my god! Ah, it's another survivor's camp. I keep thinking it's a cave, and it is not. Damn you, game. Stop teasing me with these. Alright, well, we didn't learn much. Zombie dog. My elbow is warm enough. I don't need you breathing on it. Or doing whack-a-mole with your tail on my green screen. You just dusting my green screen, are you? Okay. Did he just call this a car? Did he call my beloved Humvee a car? Get thee gone, heathen! Oh my goodness. Not showing proper respect for my beloved modded Humvee. The Humvee is relatively new, yes. And it's already just about fully tricked out. Alright, let's go take a drive over the bridge. Whoops. Alright, let's not take a drive over the bridge. See, now we have a problem. Dang it. Only bridge for a while, I'm guessing. And it's got the roadblock on the other side. Another one deep inside the city. That would be tough. I guess we're going southeast like I originally thought we were going to go. We got gun turrets to the north, which I could probably maybe get around without getting myself killed. But why risk it when you got an infinite map? I don't remember the turret situation in that roadblock. I haven't. Usually I see them and I just turn around and go elsewhere. I don't remember the turret situation for those. Alright, well, we're backing up. Again, no reason. Roadblocks, I didn't think they had a turret. I know they have mines on the far side, but I don't remember them having a turret. Tell you what, we'll get myself killed by being wrong. I just love experimenting with permadeath challenge modes. Ooh. We'll go into crouch mode. We'll peek our front end over the edge of the thing, and then we'll. Stop. So, a Stannig 30-round magazine, a hatchet, an MRE, IFAC with, can I even see the items? Oh, I can even see the items remotely. That's kind of funny. Tape, gauze, bandages. There might be diesel in the truck, and I believe you can go around this thing easily. I don't think that's a mine. How far out do the mines extend? I honestly don't know. Seems weird that the mine would be way out here. I don't think that's part of the same setup, but I could be wrong.